And we are live! Hey everyone, my name is Prince, and welcome back to The Sims 4, and I'm actually on time today. Huzzah! Let me send out the notifs. People won't believe it. They'll look at this notif and think that I've sent out early. And it's not possible. It's impossible that I could be on time. But it's here. Right. Weirdly, that's all the... There we go. Throw the Twitch one out, because why not? That's all the notifs I needed to do. Ah! Hey, Boogie. What the fuck? Wait a minute, what? Why? Why is pin cord... Okay, that's weird. Why is pin cord only just sent out the notification for this... for today's short? I didn't even pick up that it hadn't done that today. What the fuck? Ugh. Yeah. You're not under my bed because I can see under my bed and there's nothing there. Also, I've run out of, due to the old hay fever, I've ran out of, tissues, so now I'm using toilet roll. Not the most comfortable on the old nose, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah. Ugh. Right. Well, here we are. Back in The Sims 4 for another week of making Max Steel stuff. And, we're gonna be making ULTRALINKS today. We're gonna get straight in. And we're gonna start off with, the bucko in the thumbnail. X376. And, sorry, I just got a notification on my phone about, Subnautica 2. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Basically, the CEO of Unknown Worlds is stepping down even after they got reinstated by Crafton and everything that they wanted in the lawsuit they got. Well. Right. So yeah, we're gonna start off today by making X376. Now, I tell you what, I am starting to feel the heat a little bit, but I am so fucking glad that that godforsaken heat wave is over. Hold on. As per usual, gotta make sure it's not fucked up my library. Okay, it may have actually, like, fully fixed itself now. Yeah, let me actually grab, steel, and then maybe I can sort of work off of him, because obviously 7-6 is sort of similar. So, just get all of our original Sims that we made in the original stream. Still pretty proud of them, to be honest. Let's get steel, and let's see what we can do with him. Because I think it kind of makes sense to try and make him look like steel, but maybe with a few rougher edges. First of all, maybe, yeah, give him the red eyes. Is there a red version of this? Of course there bloody isn't. Of course there isn't, because, you know, why would my job be, easy? Let's give him a different hairstyle, make it red. Maybe widen the head a little bit. It looks a bit weird, that thin. Kind of think that actually does suit him. I like the idea of him looking like steel, just a tad different, because, you know, they're both Omega class. And he is basically just an evil steel. Well, not entirely. Again, I always say that just demeaning characters to that level is just not really a good way to look at it anyway. Maybe make him a bit more muscular, just because he's a lot sort of a bit more well built, and he's got the spikes on him and everything. But I like this outfit. Change the shoes to red. There we go. And then I guess it would make sense to bring up a picture of him. I mean, I don't really know what I would use, you know, what I would use a picture of him for. I do have a render of, a couple of renders, actually, of X376 that I used, or was going to use, for the thumbnail of his screen time video. Sort of shove that right there. Yeah, he doesn't really, his, color scheme is basically just, red and silver. Maybe see if we can do something along those lines. Yeah, something like that, actually. That could be quite good. Yeah, I feel like, you know, again, I always say that he's the only reason to watch Reprogrammed. But I sort of feel like it was like almost an objectively bad thing, or just a really weird thing to do, to like surely they had to know that people were going to be disappointed with his involvement in the episode. Like, they're usually pretty good about that sort of stuff. Then again, I say that, but Max Steel's not notorious, but there's been a good couple of times where we've had just one-off shit that never comes back. I'm trying to think of some examples off my head, like, strength mode size changing. Let me open up the Turbified document, because that contains a list of all of Max's abilities, and I'm sure there's a lot of, one-off shit. I guess you could use, like, the Turbo Pulse shield that Max did in, what was it? Pick Your Poison. Yeah, the size increasing for strength mode. The, I feel like they did utilize it more than once, but I feel like they really didn't utilize camo mode, being able to change Max's outfit that much. I guess they did it decently enough. I just feel like they could have actually made a point to utilize that, like, in a, not a combat way, but if, like, they needed to sneak in somewhere. There's not really much for a lot of them, actually. But yeah, I feel like there's definitely a lot of, hold on, let me pull up the master document as well. See if I've written down anything. Yeah, probably take me ages to look through all of this. Oh yeah, in episode 2, Max does that fucking mega turbo punch. That, like, shatters all the windows and, like, blows Earth Elemental's arm off. It's like, where did that power go? I'm certain there's a lot of, there's a lot of one-off stuff in Max Steel. I just can't think of a bunch of them at the minute. And, like, with the Elementors as well, like, I feel, like, Water Elemental was fucking crazy powerful in his initial episode, and then they, you know, he, like, never showed that level of power ever again. Sort of looking through the master document. I'm gonna say Elemental, like, teleporting via lightning, but he's done that a few times. Surprised he doesn't do it more often. Again, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I've been rewatching basically the whole show in order and writing down, like, putting a bunch of, putting together, like, a master document of, like, what modes are in what episodes and what characters are in what episodes and stuff. It was originally for a random Taconian for making screen time videos, but you know, that is definitely going to be useful for more than that, I think, you know, help with, you know, doing research and stuff for videos. Considering the wiki's not, is often not that accurate about that sort of stuff. Yeah, and there's the thing that steel can lift a human. Like, he lifted Sydney, in, The Truth Hurts. Max using the turbo touch, on Jefferson. Yeah, I'm going... yeah, they fucking constantly forget that the jump jets can go supersonic. That's a whole fucking thing. Also, I've really come to the conclusion that Dredd actually did know that, that Jim was Taconian. I don't like that the show supports that. I think it's far more interesting that he didn't know about Tachyon, and arguably makes a little bit more sense. If you really look into it, I think the show does sort of support that. And I'm very much in the vein of, you know, you guys know I go by what's in the show. It's as simple as that, you know. I go by the logic of what's in the show. And if the show supports something, even if I don't like it, I'm just like, you know, yeah, that's probably true. You know, because, you know, some people just sort of let their headcanons go, like, way too far, or just flat out ignore the signs of what's in the show, and that's, you know, it's not really that good. I don't know, Boogie. I mean, it's not really a priority for me. It's just, you know, like, when I have time to do, stuff on there. And again, I've basically done all of the screen time videos that would be, like, easy to do. And that's sort of, again, why I've been trying to put together the master document, so I can do more videos like that on turbo modes that showed up a little bit rarer, or characters that showed up a little bit rarer, and stuff like that. But yeah, again, if and when I have time for it, and there are a lot more important things to sort of focus on. Right, okay, so I think that's probably a decent look for 7.6. Formal. Do we have a red suit? We must have a red suit. Yeah, that fits pretty well, though I think it could be a bit brighter. Is there not just like a bright red suit? Surely to God. Oh yeah, maybe one of these. Not sure that really fits, though. Well, I guess the spikiness sort of fits. Yeah, okay, I'll go with that. And then is there like a sort of red... Well, there's a very red one there, okay. Yeah, there we go. That's the one that goes with that. And some red ones there. Oh, they're more pink, though. Okay, yeah. Yeah, they'll do. Athletic. Maybe this? Could be good. Could be a reasonable one. Yeah, that's a good one. Shorts. Pretty sure we can have these, but just in red. Yeah, okay. Would kind of prefer it to be a darker red, but you take what you can get. Might go with that. Okay, sleep. Now, do we have a red one of these? Where is that? Wait, where is that? I wish it would just select the one I have. Oh, that's actually quite a nice contrast. You know, we got the nice, cool-looking brain, and then you got, like, the harsh, firm barcode. Yeah, definitely go with that. And then maybe some, like, yeah, the grey ones for the silver. Okay, this come together nicely. And then party. Is this a full body? It is. I thought so. Okay, there's absolutely got to be a red version of this. There we go. Easy peasy. For this, yep, there's the red one. Although, yeah, we could have these again. Yeah, I think that fits a little bit more. Hot weather. Maybe go with the silver and then give him something red. Do we have a red one of these? It's very tight. Some funky shirts. I don't think the flowers really match. Give him something else, or maybe something like this. Oh, yeah. That actually does kind of look sort of hot weathery. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. The shoes, can we make them a bit more in like black? Maybe red. Yeah, I'll go with the black. Oh yeah, that would be really cool, Boogie. Yeah. That would be very cool. Max Steel cosplay would go so hard. I really hope, like, in the future, as I continue to try and build up the fandom again, like, people start doing cosplays and stuff. That'd be sick. Alright, and finally, cold weather. Again, surely to God there's a red version of this. There is. Although I think that one's a bit more fitting, and maybe edit that to be a bit more grey. Actually, maybe change it altogether. Is that... That's not the same one we had for Athletic, is it? No, okay. Just making sure we don't have any duplicates. Okay. We sped through that, but I'm very... And again, it was a lot easier because, you know, we were basically just modifying steel. But, I do think that is pretty good for X376. Let's have a look at traits and stuff. Knowledge, I think I'll stick with the computer whiz thing. Genius and loyal, I think I could probably keep. Because he's loyal to Makino. Maybe self-assured. I don't know why it keeps telling me there's like, oh, there's like new traits. No, there isn't! No, there quite literally is not. Yeah. Yeah, I'll put, self-assured. Not gonna put evil. I don't think I've ever, I'm not sure if I've put evil for any of them. But, yeah. Oh, that's a very good scowl. Okay, and, he has a deeper voice than Steel. It's like a lot more like this. Not that deep. Not that high.
Obi. Gusha Blanco.
Okay, I think I might go with that. I live to serve you, Lord Makino. I think it is actually Steel's voice actor, Sam Vincent, who voices 7-6. He's uncredited in the episode. Weirdly enough, Torbolt is credited in the episode, even though Torbolt doesn't show up in Reprogrammed. It's funny that you just asked that, Boogie. But yeah, from the voice, I think it is Sam Vincent. Ah. Okay, so I think that's 376 done. Let's go 76. Makino. There we go. Bingo bango. 20 minutes. And we've already done one. X376. Yeah, give me the, give me the evil one. I wish you could just choose, instead of just having to fucking randomize it. There we go. Hey, Lasquez. Random question. I've been going back into Star Wars recently. As is evident by some of the uploads. Right, okay, so that's 7-6 done. Let's do Blast. But yeah, I don't think I finished saying earlier, it's not cool right now. It's 28 degrees Celsius, but I am so fucking glad that that godforsaken heat wave is over, because I don't think there's ever been a time that there hasn't. I'm certain there hasn't. There's never been a time in the history of my fucking channel, even during summer, even during the peak of summer, where it has been so hot that I genuinely have had to stop streaming. Like, that happened last week. Basically twice. The first time, it got to 36 degrees Celsius, and I just sort of stopped because it was very uncomfortable. And last Friday, it was only 33 degrees, but it was so humid that it was genuinely, because I had my door closed, it was so fucking humid that I was struggling to breathe a little bit. And it's like, that's not okay. So, yeah, I'm so fucking glad that that godforsaken heatwave is over. Right. So, let's move on and do blast. That is not blast. Right. Let me make sure it saves before I delete them. I hate it when it gives me, like, cool-looking Sims like this. I just want to... I feel like this is a Chloe. Chloe Carey. Like Jim Carrey. Fucking random. Nice, and she wants to be a musician.
Oh.
Right. Save. Yeah, maybe I'll like throw them in turbified. Right, okay. Where's gender? There we go. Oh my god, is this dude a Jedi? What the fuck? Barrett Keener. He legit looks like a Jedi. Okay, enough of this. Okay, let me bring up an image of Blast. So obviously, he's very buff. Skin tone. What do I do about skin tone? That works. Yeah, none of these are gonna have like a bluish tinge to them. I think that's a bit more like it actually. Okay, eyes. It's definitely more this one than the black. The black. What's the part of your eye that isn't pupil? Are you kidding me? I've literally brought up an image where it points to, I swear, every fucking part of the eye apart from the thing I'm talking about. Or is it that bit? The sclera? Is that what it is? Well, that one calls it the conjunctiva. Why is the diagram pointing to... Yeah, the sclera. Okay. I say, why is the diagram pointing to fucking every part of the eye apart from the part I actually wanted to talk about? But yeah, I think it's more this one. Yeah, again, I think we talked about this the other day, Last Squares. I don't see why not. It's just sort of... Well, I was gonna say it's just sort of the whole thing of, like, you know, they already tried it with the movie back in 2016, but it's like, if the fucking Last Airbender can get another live-action adaptation after they did the original one and it was branded like the worst adaptation of all fucking time, then, you know, I'm sure Max Steel can get one. Hey, Ma. Oh, nice. Well done, you fixed your bed. Okay, hair for Blast. I actually, weirdly enough, think that fits quite well. Again, we're doing another sort of if they were human thing. Why do I feel like that facial hair kind of fits him? Human Ultralinks with facial hair is not something I anticipated I'd be, like, considering when I started this channel. And Santa Beard. Make him... I guess Ultralinks... I don't know, I think he'd just be better as an adult. Well, no, Mom, I'm just saying, like, something having been made into live action and that adaptation having been a failure is clearly, like, not a limiter on something getting made again. Obviously, Last Airbender is more popular. Okay, he does have quite, like, a circular head. Weirdly enough, because the way of his Ultralink, the way his Ultralink is, like, embedded into his head, it kind of does give him a mouth like that, but that just looks so fucking dumb. He's got, like, resting sad face. I guess if it's accurate, we'll give it to him. Oh yeah, I've been getting a bunch of shorts to do with Supernatural. It does seem like a very cool show. I don't know what you mean, Boogie. You like, what, just because he's a plant? Like, again, you just can't remove an Ultralink that easy. Yeah, I'm gonna say, we talked about that, when it came out, I remember. It's so fucking hilarious that it's like, you did it once, and it was the worst thing ever, and then you did it again, and it was somehow still bad. Like, how do you make it bad again? Did you learn nothing? It's so fucking funny that that happened. Like, how do you, like, you're basing it off of something that's already had a live action adaptation, and it's already been terrible and mocked, and it's like, it could not possibly be any worse. And then somehow, you still make it bad. Like, how is that even humanly possible for you to fuck it up? Ah. because of the way my monitor's positioned, I have to, like, lean my mouse wire on something to sort of keep it elevated. Otherwise, it gets stuck against, like, the base of my monitor. And I'm using, like, my redstone lamp to keep it elevated. But it keeps fucking falling off. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's basically what happened anyway, Lasquez. That's, like... That's what happened. That it's, like, the longer... I don't think it's ever permanent in that an Ultralink Hunter's technology can't ever undo it. But Vengan said the longer it takes, the harder it is. I'm not sure what his actual word... I can't remember exactly what his actual wording was. Whether he said that there would be a point where it would become permanent, or if he said... I think he said the longer it goes on, the harder the separation will be. I want to actually look that up real quick. Ugh. I'll be in, my best friend is an Ultralink, obviously. Well, yeah, but Plant's on that, like, Chomp himself, like, his plant matter is strong. That's the whole point. Okay, what is... Vengan. Okay, no, so Vengan does actually say, every second we delay, your friends become at risk of being lost forever. So, seemingly, I'm not sure I like that, because I don't know if that's really... That seems a little bit inconsistent, especially considering at that point we already had, Makino Strikes Part 1 and 2, where Forge got linked, and he was linked for a good couple of hours, and he was able to be unlinked without basically any repercussions. And we have seen, that, like, Rhinoc, for instance, could use his tech to unfuse an Ultralink unfuse an Earth Elementor. So, I think you could wave that away by saying that Vengan was referring to, like, them being taken by Makino. Because obviously, they're Ultralinks. They're naturally gonna go back to, like, Metal and Makino. So, yeah, I think you could hand wave that away like that. I just think that creates... Well, it doesn't create, like... It's just sort of inconsistent from what we know about Ultralinks and, like, the linking process and how long it lasts and stuff. Yeah. That's mad, Ma, the fact, like... Again... I've been thinking about this so much recently. Why is it that the quality of writing in movies and stuff... Well, I guess I kind of know why it is. It's because every fucking studio is just looking to make a quick fucking buck. But it's like, I don't understand why they don't understand that in order to make money from something, it has to be good. Like... People, especially with a show, like, with a movie, it's like, you know, you can kind of get away with it sometimes, you know, people are gonna go see a Star Wars movie no matter what. It doesn't really matter if it's bad or not, you know, it's still gonna pull numbers at the box office because it's Star Wars, but at the same time, like, you know, doesn't stop you from doesn't stop the reputation of said movie from being beaten into the ground as it was deserved, like with, you know, Rise of Skywalker and stuff. But, it's like, with a series, you've really got to commit to it being good, because you've got to keep people's attention. You've got to, like, with a series, with a movie, you know, it's a one and done a lot of the time, and you can just move on to the next one, especially, you know, if it's part of a big franchise like Star Wars or Marvel or DC. But it's like, with a series, you have to keep people engaged. You know, people aren't gonna tune in for the next series if the last one was crap. Oh, hey, Walrus. Welcome back. Also, speaking of, DC and, stuff not doing well, who said that Supergirl has done worse than Morbius? That is a low box office hit. If it did worse than Morbius. My goodness. I mean, I saw the trailer for Supergirl. I didn't think it looked that bad. Again, you know, you guys know I'm not really a DC person. I didn't think the trailer... I didn't think the newer Superman movie that this is connected to looked any good. I think it looked really... I just think it looked bad. But, it's like, yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, even if I was a DC fan, they have just made such a unbelievable mess of the DC live-action concept, like, with fucking rewrites and restarts and reboots and, like, changing the fucking universe and who plays who and who's who 1,000 fucking times over. It's like it's so hard to follow now. I mean, you know, yeah, I haven't tried to follow it because I'm not a DC fan, but it's like, it's so ridiculously all over the place, it's not even funny. It's like, you know, you had the original, it's like, you had, like, the Dark Knight movies, and I haven't done research into them, but I would bet my ass that they were probably hoping to do more of those. Like, it'd be weird if there were only ever meant to be 2 of them. Kind of want to look that up, actually. Oh no, the Dark Knight trilogy, it was a trilogy. I didn't realize it was a Okay, why is it a trilogy when the first movie isn't, okay, okay, never mind. Okay, yeah, it was Batman Begins and then The Dark Knight and then The Dark Knight Rises. Okay, I thought that it was, I thought that, it was just those 2. Never mind. Okay, well, yeah, obviously we had so we had the Dark Knight trilogy. Okay, therefore I don't know if they were ever going to do more of those. Maybe that is just, you know, they did that trilogy and that was that. But, you know, we had Joker and then we had The Batman, and obviously we had, you know, before that, everything with the Justice League and that universe, you know, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, Jason Momoa's, fucking Aquaman, and then it's like we did we did a restart, and we had the Batman, which is different, but then we had the Flash, which I'm pretty sure that was 2023, right? Yeah, that was 2023, and that featured Ezra Miller's Flash, which was the Flash from the Justice League continuity, but it featured a new Supergirl and I think a new Batman, and I think it contained like multiverse stuff. Yeah, it had Michael Keaton's Batman in it, so and now we've got a new Superman with a new Supergirl. Like, we already had Supergirl in The Flash. Again, it was probably an alternate universe thing, but it's like, we already had Supergirl, and now we're already getting a different Supergirl and a different Superman with, like, a different Lex Luthor and a different Green Lantern and a whole different universe of shit. And it's like, it's just a mess. And then, you know, obviously, throughout, like, the last, I don't know, like, decade, we had, obviously, all of the CW stuff, like, we had The Flash and Green Arrow and Smallville with that version of Superman, and it's like, I know, you know, there's obviously, you know, multiverse, it's a thing, it's, you know, lots of multiversal stuff, but it's like, the difference between, you know, like, the MCU, which has absolutely fallen off, like, I have no interest in following the MCU anymore, just because, like, there's too much for me to catch up on, and from what I've heard, they just have consistently fallen off, but it's like, they did that so well, you know, intertwining, like, because obviously, you know, we had Tobey Maguire using, you know, Spider-Man as an example, and I guess you could throw in Doctor Strange as well. We had, you know, we had Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, like, that was separate. Then we had Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, that was separate. And then the MCU started, and they brought that into everything. You know, that's great. And what they did in Doctor Strange was pretty good. I'd say it felt a little bit weird. Just a little bit weird. But I'd say it was alright. And, but then you, like, look at DC, and it's just like, what is happening right now? There's just, like, there's, like, 4 different fucking continuities happening right now that have been cancelled and fucking shifted around and intermingled and all that fucking bollocks. And again, I think The Flash, like, I've seen I haven't seen The Flash, but I've seen the scene where they do all the multiverse, bollocks. On me. And that, like, what in the name of fuck was the actual point of that scene? Again, for those of you who haven't seen The Flash, basically, there's a really loopy scene where it's like, I don't even know what it's meant to be. I think they're meant to be in that continuity's version of the Speed Force. And it's like this fucking loopy, circular, like, gladiatorial arena looking fucking thing. And then these fucking giant orbs with, it looks like fucking, you know those, it's like how old projectors used to work? Not even, old projectors, like, kind of like with film reel, but it's like those, what are they? Like, what? I don't even know how to describe them. But it's like those, like, moving picture circular carousel little devices where it's like you you crank it and it spins around and like mirrors and light reflects off of like it's basically like a film reel that's like a continuous film reel that's wound all the way round, and you like wind it and it like sort of generates a moving like a video, but it's because it's just a bunch of moving images. It was like that, basically. And these fucking giant orbs come in that look like that. And it's basically just a fuck ton of cameos for the sake of it. Like, the old Batman. And they put the old Superman, like the original, like the old Superman movie, Superman and Supergirl in there just as a cameo. And they also put, Nicolas Cage in as Superman fighting a giant spider, and I read a comment about it. I was like, what in the actual genuine fuck is that? Like, what even is that? And I read a comment and found out that it's a reference to the fact that there was actually gonna be there was a cancelled Superman movie where Nicolas Cage was gonna play Superman, which is fucking wild to me, and in this day and age sounds fucking stupid and ridiculous, because he is not the right person to play Superman, and I don't think ever would be or ever will be, ever. But it's like, what was the point of that scene? It's just like cameos for the sake of going, oh, here's some old shit, and it's like, it means nothing. It's just worthless. It doesn't mean anything to anyone. It's not cool. I genuinely don't think it's like, I genuinely don't think there's like even people that grew up like even the fucking 50, 60-year-olds who are like the fucking few of them who are so nerdy they are still into this shit. Like, so many fucking years later, and, like, at 30, 40, 50 years old, I genuinely don't even think that they would get a kick out of that. It'd just be like, oh, okay, is that then? Well, I don't even think it's nostalgia bait, Walrus, because it's like, it's not like they showed that off. That was I don't think that was a thing that they, like, showcased was going to be a thing. It was a surprise. The thing that they showcased was, like, I think they showcased, fucking Michael Keaton's Batman coming back. But, yeah. No, Ripper, I didn't. Also, hello, I don't, think I said hello to you when you joined. How you doing? But no, I didn't know about the cancelled Nick Cage Superman movie. I don't really think that's, I don't know if that's common knowledge. I don't, when was that gonna happen? Yeah, it was in the 1990s. So obviously that was like said the late 1990s. It doesn't give an exact date. But yeah, I guess yeah, it was in like the late 1990s. It was going to be called Superman Lives. God, he looks so fucking weird as Superman. But yeah, so I don't think that's common knowledge. It probably is, like, sort of, like, pretty well known to DC fans, I assume. But potentially not people that, grew up with it, like, after the fact, like I would have done if I was a DC person. Yes, I did hear about that, Ma. That sucks. I don't like that. I mean, you know, it's sort of a... I knew it was, like, I sort of assumed it would happen at some point, you know. We're not, you know, we weren't gonna have discs forever. And I don't like that. I like having the case, and I like having the disc, but, you know... I feel like, you know, we all sort of knew this day was coming. I just didn't think it would be this fucking soon. But, yeah, that does suck a lot. But, yeah, we mentioned the Flash TV show. But I've not watched the Flash TV show. I've seen a fuck ton of clips to the point where I know a decent bit about it. I am firmly of the opinion that I'm firmly of the opinion that you should stick with a show from start to finish, even if it starts going off the rails a little bit. I know The Flash went off the rails a lot in the later seasons, specifically in season 8. Like, I know that I've seen, like, the final battle and stuff, and I know that is one of the dumbest, like, most underwhelming final battles, like, ever put onto the screen. But, like, with them bringing back, like, again, spoilers for The Flash Season 8, but, you know, it's been out for a very long time now. Like, them bringing back all of the past villains, but it's like they're nowhere near as powerful as they should be. Like, fucking Nora being able to outrace Savitar, and... fucking Zoo, like, people with, like, that whole thing was people without super speed fighting people with super speed, and the people without super speed beating their ass. Like, fucking, I think Frost was fighting against Zoom, and Zoom, like, got, like, his ass handed to him, and, like, Nora outpacing Savitar, and, you know, like, everything was just fucking shit. Like, nothing about that was good. Yeah, it was just awful, that finale. Like, again, I can tell that they were sort of going downhill with it from the stuff I've watched. Again, I'll never claim to have full knowledge of The Flash because, you know, I haven't properly seen the show. But it's like very exhausting. But I am a firm believer that you should watch everything. Like, if you go with a show, if you choose to watch a show, you should watch it all the way through. Even if it starts to fall off a little bit. And, you know, again, like, I've talked to Ben 10 fans who just deadass refuse to watch Omniverse. And it's like, you guys fucking know that I am not a defender of Omniverse. You guys know that, like, I don't like it. But I'll still watch it, and I still did watch it back in the day. And I'd honestly still watch it now. I won't defend it. I'll defend that it did have some decent ideas and that not all of it is bad. Like, but, you know, I'm a firm believer that you cannot fully talk about something until you've seen it at least once. Like, it's not fair. It's arguably arrogant and closed-minded that you think you have the knowledge to talk about it when you've not seen it. Yeah, I do kind of see it, I do kind of, agree with you there, Mar, that, like, you know, I still think, like, stick with it, because I doubt, like, even again, this is me speaking, not having seen it, but from what I've seen, I'd say that, it still does have some redeeming, you know, scenes and moments that are worth watching, but I know that the writing just took a very, very, very downwards turn. So I think I'm more open to the idea. I don't like the idea of giving up on a show, but I'm more open to the idea of like getting most of the way through it and then stopping rather than just not giving it a go at all. You see, I'd argue that the Omniverse is not good. There are, like, I don't think you could just blanket call it good. I'm honestly the same way that I think the only era of Ben 10 that you could, I'm going back into rant mode where I just don't make any progress. I need to actually give Blast some fucking clothing. I think the only era of Ben 10 you could inarguably blanket say is good would probably be Classic. I'd say that's the only one you could sort of inarguably call good. Oh, that's very good for Blast. Yeah, I mean, like, again, like, I get that, Mar, but, like, personally, I don't think I could ever really do that, because it's like, you know, there could like, the idea that even if you go through a bunch of, like, if I were to watch, like, a bunch of episodes in a row that I didn't like, I would still, like, continue watching it due to the fact that, like, the idea that there could potentially, and probably were, or will be, like, hype moments in the future of the show that I'd be missing out on, even if they were very brief, even if they were only for one scene, or even if they were bad. Like, again, I think people are just, like, a bit too, not everyone, but I feel like people are a bit too intolerant of stuff. Again, no, I'm not saying that you shouldn't, I'm not saying that you should force yourself to watch something bad, but I feel like people just give up on stuff too quickly a lot of the time. And again, The Flash is a rough one from what I know about it and how the direction they took it. Like, they made Red Death and had her as literally, like, the most forgettable speedster ever. But, yeah, the entire time he's been, topless. Oh, yeah, definitely. If they made it, yeah, you see, here's the thing, right? I don't really get why they made the animation change. I think it may have been, I think it may have been a combination of, it may have been a combination of, like, appealing to younger audiences, because, Omniverse was meant to be the reboot show. But, I'd argue that, and again, the animation budget for Omniverse was so incredibly high, it was fucking ridiculous. But I guess it sort of is counteracted by the fact that a lot of the time it was sort of like simplistic colors and stuff. But yeah, the art style is a big no-no for me. It's not even the art style, it's the tone of the art style and like the movement and stuff. How every now and then they just randomly slip into like fucking anime levels of goofy, like with like the like waving the arm or like jumping up and like levitating in the air as like people panic before going back down onto the ground, like all of that dumb shit. But again, I still think that Classic is like the only one that you could blanket say is good, because it's like Alien Force 1 and 2, yeah, very, very good. Alien Force 3, less good. UAF was, not UAF, UA was, a very mixed bag. And, Omniverse had so many problems. Again, because the thing with Omniverse, right, and I will shout this from the fucking rooftops, right, because it's really not fair. Again, for those of you who aren't, like, major Ben 10 fans, Omniverse was very hated when it came out, and to this day, I will still argue, rightly so. I still think that the hate that Omniverse got initially was deserved. I don't think it's as bad as people made it out to be, but I still think the hate was deserved. And basically, as a result of that, Omniverse fans are the most, like, fucking toxic, moronically narrow-minded, arrogant fuckers you will see in the Ben 10 fandom. Not all of them. It's a bit of a sweeping generalization, but so, like, it's so widespread. Like, it's not even a minority. It is genuinely, most of them are like that. Where it's like, again, Kuro from the Ink Tank said it best, in his breakdown of the Omniverse Season 1 finale, where it's like, you know, you can talk shit about UAF, and people will be like, oh yeah, UAF was, you know, really dark and hard to see stuff. And then you'll say something bad about Omniverse, and people will be like, well, yeah, well, UAF was too dark. And it's like, they will just bring up fucking Omniverse, or like, they'll bring up UAF just to, like, compare it and say, well, yeah, well, UAF wasn't perfect either. It's like, yeah, we're talking about Omniverse. Like, they can't view it in isolation. The only way they can defend it is by bringing something else down. And I'm like, just accept that Omniverse has fucking problems. Ugh. Not really. Boogie, because, like, that implies, like, they're two separate halves, whereas, like, Toxon and Fishy are like, almost the same person. I guess you could genuinely make the argument that they are the same person. Yeah, again, yeah, not quitting on a show, and, yeah, it needs to get bad, yeah, I'm with you there, Ma. Yeah, OG Ghost Freak was very, very good. In Alien Force, he was alright. In Omniverse, no. Okay, formal. Oh my god, he's a fucking geography teacher. Yeah, again, it's like... Because it's like UAF, right? UAF, the writing wasn't always the best. But the writing's not always been the best in, like... all 4 shows. Like, in Classic, sometimes it was dodgy. In UAF, it was dodgy a lot. In Omniverse, arguably it was dodgy to an even worse degree. Okay, can we have like a... maybe like a red and black? Need like a red... Oh, why didn't I give this to 7-6? That can be his party attire. See, now he just looks like your, like, friendly boss. Yeah, that would be a cool idea, Les Squares. Yeah, I think it's just a bit too much red. It needs to be majority black with red, not majority red with black. Really hate it when they do that. Like, that's not black and red. That's black and red and yellow and blue. But yeah, and it's like... I'd argue that there is, like, so much worse with Omniverse than there is, like, any other series. It's like, I really, you know, the animation, and again, it's up to personal preference, but I just think that the animation style in general for Omniverse is just so jarringly different compared to the past 3 seasons. Even if it started out like that, I don't think I'd like it. Like, classic UAF, they look so clean. And classic, like, obviously, looks, like, so clean. That's the thing, though, I don't think realistically, Walrus, they could have gone with, the Generator X art style, because I think that would have been far too of an expensive art style to go with. I don't know what the budget of Generator X was, but that art style is just so demanding in terms of quality. I genuinely don't think they would have had the budget to pull that off. I don't know where, like, I don't know why Generator X had such a higher budget in comparison to Ben 10, when they were both Cartoon Network shows, and Ben 10 was, like, way more popular and was making them way more money. Like, Generator X is, like, very underrated in comparison, because, like, not that many people watched it in comparison. So I don't know why, like, Ben 10 got, like, the middle child treatment, and Gen Rex got more of the budget, when it's like Ben 10 was their primary focus. You know, that's the thing, it wasn't that Gen Rex was the favorite child, because, like, they put so much into Ben 10, and yet they, like, randomly gave this show that consistently not enough people cared about for it to get that level of care put into it. Like, just more and more budget. I've seen, I've seen the Generator Rex crossover, the one with UAF Ben, or I've sort of seen it through, Kuro's breakdown of it, which is, like, pretty much, like, a good enough substitute for watching it. But yeah, I probably will watch Generator Rex at some point. Not on the channel, because I've got enough shit to react to, but, definitely in my own time. I probably will watch Generator Rex at some point. It definitely seems like a show that I would fucking love. Like, it's really creative, really visually stunning. And from what I've heard, it's actually, you know, sort of, you know, consistent in writing, I guess. You know, I've not heard any like, nightmare stories about the decline of the writing in Generator Rex, so... And I think as a Max Steel fan, it's probably something I should look into so I can better understand Rex, as an opponent for Max in terms of power scaling. So yeah, I probably will watch it at some point. Oh, that sucks, Ma. Damn. Your feet too big. Got them big dogs. Okay, I might have to go with that. Nah. Yeah, just buy them anyway. Just squeeze your feet into them. It'll be fine. But yeah, it's like, ugh, like... Yeah. Yeah, first world problem. 10 out of 10. Give Blast the fucking boots. And enlarge an Aether. But yeah, it's like, you know, Classic was pretty great. You know, there were some writing issues here and there, but it's like it was pretty great. You know, there's a reason why so many people, including myself, still love it. UAF, you know, after season 2, the writing was just all over the place. But, like, the good thing about UAF is that, like, regardless of the plot, they always did pretty good, like, action and, like, and took it seriously. That's the linchpin with UAF that always will put it above Omniverse for me. I will take bad writing that takes itself seriously over good writing, and a lot of the times bad writing as well, that doesn't take itself seriously. Like, Omniverse takes itself so not seriously so much, it is genuinely off-putting. It's, like, not even funny. Again, for those of you who haven't seen Omniverse or unlike, you know, aren't hardcore Ben 10 fans, I'm gonna give an example. Let's see. What's a really good example of when they, like, took a really serious moment and then just made it fucking dumb? Oh, good. I should be better at this. Oh, yeah, there's a point in, Store 23. I guarantee you this is not the worst part. It's not one of the worst ones, but it's up there. Where basically, Ben meets a younger alternate version of himself from another universe that basically became, like, basically like a TikTok star version of himself. Ben23, look him up. He's pretty cool. And it's basically just like, what Ben would have become if he didn't grow up with Grandpa Max's guidance. And basically, he, like, nearly kills Azimuth, and they're, like, having a really serious conversation about, like, about, you know, the fact that Grandpa Max is dead, and that Ben23 has been, like, misusing his powers. And the fucking music, I shit you not, is like dun 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 dun. It's like this really pompous, like, goofy music. I swear to God, it is so off-putting. It's like, what in the genuine fuck is wrong with you? Why are you so afraid to just play it seriously? Like, that, I can't stand it. UAF, I will take the, like, give me the bad writing. Give me Vilgax 1,000 times in Season 3 so he's oversaturated as fuck. Give me, like, a pretty underwhelming battle with the Dagon at the end of Ultimate Alien. Do not give me that. Do not give me that fucking horrendous, like, goofy, ruining a serious moment bullshit. I can't stand that. That is, no. That's unforgivable. I will watch any episode of Ultimate Alien, like, over that. And the thing is, Omniverse has good episodes. Like, Store 23 is overall a great episode. But it's just the fact that it is undercut with bullshit like that. No, it's horrible and goofy, and it ruins it so much. No, you can't. No, you can't like it, Repper. It's so bad. It's, like, completely indefensible, that fucking music. Because they just use it in all of the worst spots imaginable. Oh, nice, Ma. I hope you enjoy the vacation. Well, no, it's what, like, it's not good that only a few aliens got an ultimate form, because then, like, the ultimate aliens were completely, like, fucking wasted. It's like they introduced that concept and then did nothing with it. Hey, Evan. Okay, I'm not sure what you're referring to there. Oh yeah, I forgot that you guys, like, just don't have fucking mountains. Well, no, it's not even more special, because, like, for one, he, like, never fucking uses it, and for two, they, like, consistently get the shit beat out of them. There's, like, a few scenes, like, very few scenes where it's, like, showing off how powerful the ultimates actually are. The only ones that I can think of, off the top of my head, are, like, you know, the initial one with Ultimate Humongosaur in Alien Force when Albedo uses him. Ultimate Swampfire versus Vilgax. And even that's a little bit lackluster. And Ultimate Echo scenes, like where he contains the nuke and almost kills Ultimate Kevin. Those are the only ones I can think off the top of my head when going ultimate actually feels like a big deal and like he is actually powerful. It's like Ultimate Greg whooped Ultimate Swampfire's ass. Ultimate Way Big, very underwhelming design. Ultimate Wildmutt, Very, very underwhelming design. Ben went Ultimate Humongosaur against, Ultimate Kevin. Basically, again, got his ass whooped. Which, again, with Kevin, could be realistic, but it's like... But yeah, the Ultimates, they were just fucking wasted. Like, they named the show after it, and he barely fucking uses it. Like the fucking video games episode with, Harang, where he makes the Stalker to counter all of Ben's, moves. That whole episode falls apart the minute you realize that Ben could have gone ultimate at any fucking time during that episode and probably whooped the Stalker's ass. And yet he just didn't. Like, in the final battle against the Stalker, where he's just like, you scouted all my moves. And it's just like, just fucking go ultimate, dipshit. You have... like, you have Ultimate Humongosaur, Ultimate Swampfire. You can't tell me that Harang built a robot that could withstand a punch from Ultimate Humongosaur. I refuse to believe that. Yeah, Ultimate Way Big was the Ultraman inspiration. But yeah, that... I don't really like... like how much they leaned into the Ultraman inspiration in UAF, like with the pose for doing the beam, and the Ultraman like Way Big, Ultimate Way Big. It's just like, I don't. It's too parody-ish. Like, Way Big is a fucking cool alien, like, and that's the thing, like, classic Way Big, when he first showed up, didn't look like Ultraman. But it's like, then they simplified his design, and then they gave him the pose, and then they gave him the ultimate, and it's just like, it's too similar. But yeah, I can't fucking stand the music in Omniverse. Like, I'm trying. I swear, there's a better point to get this point across. Let me whip out my my playlist. I'm not gonna be able to YouTube's being fucky. Because it doesn't exist. Anytime you want to, like, load YouTube... Yeah, I'm assuming that switching accounts while I'm streaming on a separate tab isn't gonna fuck up the stream, so I'm just gonna do that. Okay, there we go. Load it up. Let's see. Omniverse. And again, that's... I'm constantly saying, you know, it's not just that, like, UAF isn't flawless, but it's like, you've got to get out of the habit of having to... If you have to pull something else down just to defend the thing you're defending, that's not a good defense, because you're saying, like, oh, it doesn't matter that the thing you're talking about is bad because this other thing is also bad. It's just like, well, yeah, but the thing I'm talking about is still bad. Savaganda, what we got? Oh, fucking don't even talk to me about what they did to Vilgax in Omniverse. His fucking debut episode, like, returning to the series, is fucking running for his life away from 6-6. An individual who, on screen, he was ready to throw down with in Secret of the Omnitrix. Literally, he whacked 6-6 into a wall, and 6-6 pulled his guns on him, and Vilgax, without missing a beat, said, "You best be sure you wanna fuck with me," and, like, clenched his hand, and did the thing where his cyborg muscles, like, grow, and 6-6 was like, "No, I ain't fucking with this dude." And then they brought him back in Omniverse, and he is legit running for his life from 6-6. And, like, breathing in relief when he manages to hide from them. And it's like, what in the fuck are you talking about? This is just not even Vilgax anymore. Excuse me. Oh, yeah, we talked about the Omniverse Season 1 finale. That is just a mess. How they made Kyber, the villain they built up throughout the whole of the first season, not have a fight with Ben that was, like, even remotely memorable. They did it through a Looney Tunes joke, and I really wish I was joking with that. Again, for those of you who haven't seen it, Kyber the Huntsman was this dude who hunted the predators of Ben's aliens to put them in a knockoff Omnitrix, so that Ben could, like, he could put the Nematrix on a dog, and it could transform into the predators of Ben's aliens and counter him, basically. And so he took on the predators of Ben's aliens, and the predators of Ben's aliens took on Ben. Therefore, like, Kyber should... It's not an exact comparison, but it's like, Kyber should be more than capable of taking on Ben, and their fight in that episode is legitimately the scene from Looney Tunes where Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck are going, "Duck season! Webbed season! Duck season! Webbed season! I fuck with you not!" That is legitimately what they do for the fight between Ben and Kyber. Ben is Wrath, and they literally go, "Kyber season! Wrath season! Kyber season!" for like 30 solid seconds, and that's the fight. I legit can't even remotely fathom that one single person on the writers' team looked at the script that they had written, and said, "Yeah, this is a good fight." It's like, someone please tell me what they were thinking. Like, that is absolutely indefensible. It's undefendable. Like, and you know, it's not the only thing in Ben 10 that's undefendable. Like, I would argue that, you know, the Dagon arc, the ending of that, is, like, really badly written. but it still has some core scenes in it, like Ultimate Weibig versus Dagon is, you know, pretty cool. It just, like, it wasn't great, but it wasn't awful. It could have been way better, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. It's like, you compare... Exactly, War. It's like, you compare, like, the fights between Ben and his villains in Omniverse, and again, it's not all the time. It really isn't. Like, you know, Omniverse does have some solid fights, like, fucking... Well, I was gonna say Weibig versus Malware, but I'm a bit iffy about that fight, because Weibig in that fight moves way too quickly. And then again, that's not really Omniverse's fault, because Weibig's always moved way too quickly in, like, everything. In Classic, UAF, Omniverse, it's always been a problem that, like, the fights with Weibig never feel weighty enough. They never really get his size and the weight of his size right. I think the only time they managed that was probably in War of the Worlds Part 1, where he's trying to lift the hyperspace jump gate, and then it takes him, like, fucking 10 solid seconds to fall because of his, like, his size and his weight. But it's like, in Classic, he was, like, crushing robots like that, and it's like, he should not be able to move that quickly. It's like, you gotta look at Weibig, and then look at, like, you gotta look at Godzilla. That's the sort of weighty slowness that you need with Weibig. It's just the laws of fucking physics. If you're bigger and heavier, you move slower. That's how it works. But they got way bigger, like, and in Omniverse they're going like, and it's like, it's too much. It's too much. It's too fast. It's not normal. So that's not really an Omniverse problem. But the fight itself is still pretty good. Ignoring the lack of fucking weight. But, I think for Athletic, I might just give him the suit. Because I like to give them a suit when I can. Oh god, he looks like a woman in that, jumper. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But yeah, Malware was probably the best villain of Omniverse, I'd say. But yeah, that whole, oh yeah, that kind... I think that would have been kind of cool, Walrus, if he... Like, if they were gonna do the subspecies thing, although they sort of solely did that, like, for the Upchuck episode, so that was after the Malware arc. Yeah, I'm convinced that Evan is just the bot, because they're just saying rubbish. It doesn't make sense. But, like, I genuinely think that'd be pretty cool. Although that wouldn't, I think Malware's not a subspecies, he's a mutant. And the Omnitrix does have a setting for scanning mutants, but it's turned off. Also, I've just realized I haven't drunk any, which I definitely need to when it's almost 30 degrees. Yeah. I think he's still classed as a mutant. Although I guess if it, like, stabilized him, maybe you could actually call him a subspecies. You're right. Is there anything else? Again, it's like, you know, the UAF did have plenty of problems, but it's like, you know, like, the stuff in UAF is not bad enough for me to, like, make me dislike it, whereas the stuff in Omniverse really is. Because in Omniverse, it's, like, fucking constant, you know, like, the goofiness and the goofiness and the animation style and the, like, anime goofiness. And the fact that they, you know, it's not new, but, like, they continue to regress his character and break the Omnitrix every time he needs to face a good villain. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of stupid that not even the original Alien Force, like, not even the fucking Alien Force 10 got Ultimates. I think Ultimate Alien would have needed to go for maybe, like, another season. To get all of the to get, like, enough time to properly utilize all of the Ultimates. But then again, they still didn't really utilize them anyway. Oh my god, yeah, I've just thought of a major fucking bad one for Omniverse. The fucking, universe gets destroyed episode. Fuck me. The most fucking devastating event in all of Ben 10. Well, I guess the Chronosapien time bomb is kind of worse than that, but, like, that was just treated for fucking laughs. That episode was pathetic. And again, there's like a whole filler episode, in the Albedo arc where nothing happens. Where Ben is just chased by Kyber's dog for, like, 5 whole minutes of the fucking episode, and it, like, does, like, nothing fucking happens. And then, oh god, like, like, don't even talk about the Galactic Monsters arc and how crap that was. They literally remade, Last Laugh beat for beat. And then the trio of episodes that was the actual arc was just fucking pathetic and had nothing to it. Again, Walrus, it's because they were trying to appeal to a younger audience, but it's like, you know, you were trying to do that with Classic. And what makes me laugh about it is that, like, the whole point was that they were trying to make it more like Classic. Like, that's what Cartoon Network told them to do. And they did that in legitimately the worst way possible, in every conceivable way. Yeah, I'll go with that for Sleepwear for Blast. Party. Yeah, I'll give him the, oh, what about this? Is there, oh, could give him this, and then maybe is there like a, maybe a red? Hold on, now, where are those super stylish, like, flamey trousers. So these ones? No, it's not those ones. Like the broken texture looking ones. Here they are. What about these? Oh, yes, very snazzy. That actually does fit him. Yeah. Oh yeah, I think we ought to make them red. Yeah. There we go. Swimwear. I don't like the blue. Why can't it just be, like, fucking plain black? Yeah, I'll go with that. Hot weather. Oh, that's actually pretty bloody stylish. Where is it? What's that? Oh, it's this one. Right. I actually really like this shirt. For some reason, it reminds me of the Long Dark. And Overland as well. It's usually a cow. I wish we'd get different colours for that plumb bob. Yeah. Again, it's just a very... It's a very divisive thing. It's like, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And I'm in the vein that I really don't like it. Thing is, I'd be alright with it if they didn't... Like, there's a difference between the art style and the tone of the art style. Like, they... A lot of the time, it's not... I see, why is that green? Why is that green? The colour that they're highlighting there is grey. It's a weird bracelet. Hey, X-Vic! Huh. You're just ranting about Ben 10. Or I'm ranting about Ben 10. Oh, that shirt would have been great for steel. But it's like, yeah, like, the art style, like, itself, I don't necessarily mind. It's just, like, how they treat the art style sometimes. Like, with the anime, like, goofiness. Like, you can have that art style and not do, like, goofy movement and stuff. The art style and, like, I guess it's the animation style that I have a problem with. Yeah, that's probably more accurate. But sometimes they lean the art style into the animation style with, like, the goofy anime eyes and stuff, and I hate it. It just doesn't fit what the past 3 shows were like. And with Ben, he's, like, so ridiculously unrecognizable. It's like, I barely look at him and think he's the same person. Yeah, the alternate Bens aren't that bad, aren't that good. I wouldn't really say they're that bad. Like, I think it's interesting to have a Ben who is, like, legit just sort of normal, but a villain with Bad Ben. Yeah, that's so fucking cool, X-Vec. Yeah, we really are having the resurgence of Ben 10. Speaking of which, I still haven't fucking read the Dynamite comic. I need to order the rest. Oh yeah, what about this? Oh yeah, that fits for Blast, and I think those shorts look decent. Maybe make them something like this. Oh, that is like sort of properly his color. Nice. And then finally cold weather. Yeah, they posted Back with a Vengeance not too long ago. I was like, yeah. Shame they're set to for kids, but you know, what can you do? But yeah, I guess I could sort of go that route. I mean, we kind of got that with the glowing eyes, but it's like, again, it's the same thing we did with the Elementors, in that, like, it's more just making them as close as I can as humans, basically. Instead of trying to, like, ruin The Sims 4 with mods to try and force him to be as close as he can be to how accurate he is in the show. But, yeah, it's like, there's just so much. I'm really just an Omniverse hater. Like, again, I fully accept that there is some really good shit in Omniverse. Like, you know, feedback's great, malware's great, Kyber conceptually is great, the Nematrix is great, we got more ultimates, that's great. You know, the multiverse stuff is great. But it's like, there are a lot of things I really don't like. Like, someone earlier mentioned, like, the designs of the aliens. That's a massive downgrade. Like, giving everyone shirts and uniforms and fucking underpants and stuff. Like, they're fucking aliens. It's like, I'm a very weird Ben 10 fan. Because it's like, I'm both a typical and atypical Ben 10 fan. Whereas, like, I both fall into the majority of, like, viewing, Classic and UAF as better than Omniverse, and really disliking Omniverse. But there are parts of the franchise that I like that a lot of people don't. Like, I am a Kai defender, and I will defend Kai until my dying breath that she is the right choice for Ben. And I think Julie, like, granted, again, I talk a lot of stuff, like, I've basically consumed Ben 10 through Kuro's breakdowns, which, again, I think a lot of the time is an alright substitute, but you should definitely watch the episodes yourself, obviously. But it's like, I don't really, from what I've seen of Julie, I don't really like her. I think she's boring. And Ben needs a woman that can keep up with him. And that's why I'm planning on making a video, actually, where I talk about Kai and why she's the best choice for Ben. And it's like, the simple reason is Ben needs a woman who naturally fits within his life, and, you know, he doesn't have to sacrifice everything he is for her, and she doesn't have to sacrifice everything she is for him. And it's like, the only one of his love interests that falls into that category would be either Elena or Kai, and they butchered Elena completely in UAF, so, you know, Kai's the only one left. And don't get me wrong, they butchered Kai pretty badly too, like making her like really sort of argumentative for no reason. But yeah, I'm not that I'm alright with that version of Shock Squatch. I think it definitely would have been better if he'd have, I don't know. I was gonna say it'd be better if he was the version that he was in Heroes United. I just don't really have that much of a problem with him. I tell you what, I used to have a massive fucking problem with like the Worst. But I've actually warmed up to him a lot because of the idea that, like, not every alien in the Watch is gonna be super useful in combat because they're not meant to be, like, alien heroes. They're meant to be just DNA samples of real creatures. And it just so happens that Ben, a lot of the time, has gotten, you know, creatures that are very useful. Okay, well, I think that will probably do us for Blast. Blast. Nope. I always hold down shift longer than I need to. Blast. Mechano.
Ooh.
I guess... I'll just go athletic. For Blast, let's go, self-assured. Let's go... active.
Tromies.
And, I don't know, what else? I was gonna put hot-headed, but is he really? I don't really think he is. Guess I would just put loyal, maybe? Just because he's loyal to Metal and Machino.
We're Subafa.
I'm sort of just trying to fit with his general like appearance in terms of clothes. Okay, I do need to edit his voice as well.
Christine. Hinterpreb. Ho! Mr. Coy, believer.
That's actually pretty good.
Yumps. Nobi. One bossy jewel.
There we go. Perfect voice for him. Actually does sound like him. We've been able to get the voices very well. Very good. In the series thus far. Okay, let's save him. Blast. Huh. What custom content did I use to make Blast? I'm not sure. Okay.
What a shoots day.
So let's move on and do Prism. So he has, okay, first of all, get rid of that. He has like, yeah, like orangey eyes. And sort of I'm trying to like look at his face shape. Are you kidding? Oh, I thought Prism didn't have a gallery there. Oh, we really need to fucking yeah, he's got kind of a short head. Hair, weirdly enough, actually kind of does look like this. I guess you could argue with like the sort of helmet that he has. Thinking something like this. Yes. Yeah, I think that works. Well, I'm still naturally waiting for them to put Megalosaurus in the Jurassic World continuity. Walrus. And considering he's my favorite. Can I briefly rant about Jurassic Park 2? I'm just so pissed off about the fact that, like, they haven't done what every other franchise is doing by making, like, shows. Like, I know it you know, but it's like, I'd love them for them to do like a deal with Disney and then just make a bunch of live action shows and put them on Disney Plus. Because it's like, you know, we've got Marvel and all of its shows. We've got oh, that's actually a perfect color for Prism. We've got Star Wars and all of its live action shows. Why can't we have that for Jurassic Park when... And this is what really annoys me, right? I've still not seen Rebirth, by the way. They are sitting on, like, legitimately 30 years of, like, buried lore that they just refuse to do anything with. And it pisses me off so much. You could do a whole, like, 3-season show just based around what InGen was doing on Isla Sorna. And all of the mysteries to do with that, like the Spino and the Raptor experiments and everything, and the Pteranodons that were in the aviary, the more aggressive ones, and everything like that. You could I could write a 3-season show about that, and they just won't. You know, they could have an entire I almost said about Jurassic World, but that's basically what Camp Cretaceous was. But I don't like what they did with Camp Cretaceous. I don't. Well, okay, I have watched 3 episodes of Camp Cretaceous. Funnily enough, I actually reacted to them. I just never uploaded the videos. And again, I've got far too much to react to, so probably not gonna see those. But it's like, I liked Camp Cretaceous. I don't like that that's all we've gotten. It's like, we want, like, most of the Jurassic franchise's fans are adults. Like, give us a live-action thing. Give us R-rated. Well, not even R-rated. Just give us something that's scary. Ugh. Like, give us, Operation Cleanup. Let me see, if you haven't already, go check out Clayton Fioretti. There he is. Go check out Clayton Fioretti. He's like, the Jurassic Park YouTuber that I have learned, like, all of this background information, about, like, the franchise from. Like, let's see, what's, some cool stuff that I learned. I learned about how Ben Hildebrand from Jurassic Park 3 died. The sort of outside the movie material sort of says that he actually died from, the fall itself. Like, being thrashed at by, like, all the trees and stuff. What was originally supposed to have killed the people on the boat in, JP3, what killed the crew of the SS Venture is just a massive, like, fucking, like, weird thing, that, like, people just fucking ignore for some reason. Like, James A. Janice, who runs what's it called? Kill Count. When he made a kill count of The Lost World, he was like, oh, there's no explanation for all the people on the SS Venture dying. It wasn't the T-Rex. There's nothing you can tell me that could explain that. I mean, like, bro, it was just the T-Rex. Like, why are you just being, like, pointlessly, like, I don't even know what the word would be, like, dismissive about what what happened. I don't know, from what I've seen of Camp Cretaceous and stuff, it's alright. Like, I enjoyed the episodes that I watched. But yeah, I learned about, like, the Spino was originally going to be killed by, the Raptors. The secret 5th member of, Owen Grady's Velociraptor pack from Jurassic World. I learned about Project Evolution, the deleted Indoraptor, scenes. What else? Oh yeah, Jurassic World Regenesis. All of the stuff with Jurassic Park 4. what was it? That storm that happened, that caused everyone on Site B to evacuate, what is it called? I can't remember. Was it Hurricane Clarissa? Yeah, because a lot of people think that's the same hurricane from the first movie, and it's not. All the stuff in Jurassic Park. What is it? Jurassic Park. The old video game. Trespasser. That's it. The Biosyn spy from Trespasser. The digging raptors from JP4. A bunch of the novel stuff. Lashard from Trespasser as well. The species in Fallen Kingdom that we didn't really get to properly see. Yeah, tons and tons of stuff. Oh, but yeah, definitely go check out, Clayton Fioretti. Hold on, where's that? I have a bunch of playlists, obviously, that are, like, my favorites. Oh yeah, this is, unlisted. There we go. A little treat for you guys. I guess, here's my playlist of, some of my, I mean, 160 videos are in this playlist. But, here's my, favorites playlist of all of the stuff Clayton's done. Haven't watched him in a while. But I don't watch a lot of new stuff on YouTube, really. I just sort of have a bunch of playlists of a bunch of different YouTubers and content that I just sort of cycle between. But yeah. That playlist is full of what I consider his sort of best hits. So, yeah. Right, I think it's getting a bit too humid in my room. I might go in I think, are my windows open? They must be. I wouldn't, surely to God, I wouldn't have closed my windows in this fucking weather. Give me a sec. Might just be that I need to open my curtain. Oh no, I think I did close them because they were making the door fucking bang. Alright, let me go open them again. Ugh. Get some bloody fresh air in. Ugh. Right. There we go. Ugh. Right, prism. Okay. Prism. Prism, prism, prism. Prism, prism, prism. Prism, prism. Prism, prism, prism. Prism, 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 prism. These fucking bots on Discord have been driving me up the pissing wall recently. Yeah. Vietnitsky Source, yeah. Yeah, little dude. Is that your favorite? If so, it's a very unique favorite. I always really like it when people have unique favorite dinosaurs. Like, you know, it's no shame if you don't, like, you know, like whatever you like, but, you know, it's only so many times you can hear that someone's favorite dinosaur is, like, a T-Rex, you know. It's more interesting. Oh, yeah, that's fair. In fairness, nowadays, that's like an incredibly inaccurate, Piatnitskysaurus as well. That's funny. But yeah, he did have a lot of aura in Dinosaur King, you are right. Okay, weirdly enough, I think that does embody Prism quite well. I don't know what it is. Oh yeah, let's make him an adult. Because we did that for... I don't want to make him look... Okay, back to a young adult then. I said adult, not fucking ancient. He looks like... What is it? What does Elder look like? Oh, good. Goodness me. Yeah, make him a young adult. Okay. Now let's change his outfit. Okay. Prism isn't actually that muscular. He's quite skinny. He's like muscular in his torso, but not really that much. Now, what the fuck am I supposed to do for Prism? I guess give him the outfits that match his colors, the same as Chomp. That is a very unusual outfit. Why can't I just have white? Why does it have to be white and gold? That actually does look quite nice, though. Why does it have to be white and gold or white and blue? Why can't it just be white? Oh, yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, it's less that he had a sub-element. Like, Cryo, you could say, you know, you could call him an ice type. But it's like, Piatnitsky was just a move card. But, yeah, I guess you could look at it like that. Again, it's pretty unique. You know, usually for move cards that summon dinosaurs, they don't have, like, any extra powers. So, Piatnitsky is a bit of a unique one in that regard. Like, off the top of my head, I can't really think of any other any other move card that summoned a dinosaur that had an additional power. Yeah. Never really looked at it that way. Okay, we're just doing casual right now, so let's see what we can do for casual. I kinda like that, you know. I need some more Gene-looking jeans. Okay, that's alright. Yeah, I mean it's just like non-canon because, you know, the fucking trading card game says a lot of stuff. Like, you know, that Velociraptor was a wind type. But we know that's not true because we, like, physically saw in the anime that that was a normal type. I still need to make a video on that. Shoes. I could have sworn there was just a plain white one here. Why can't we just have white? You've got white and black, white and blue, white and red, white and green, white and purple, white and orange. Can we not just have white? I mean, again, it's a probably not, considering that, like, it is absolutely a move card coded dinosaur because it's tiny. And, like, again, even the Piatnitsky-saurus, like, in Dinosaur King isn't the real Piatnitsky-saurus. It was like a fucking quarter of the size. It was basically a fucking, oh, what are they called? Yeah, it's basically like a Psittacosaurus, like the tacos from the Isle. I think, at least. Oh no, maybe, okay, no, I take it back, actually. It seems as though it actually was as big as they, Why is the first one that comes up, that's not Piatnitsky-saurus? Oh, it's because it's a fucking... It's because it's part of a bigger picture. No, my mistake. I take it back, Walrus. Piatnitsky was, like... Oh my god, I think it may have actually been... Yeah, I'll tell you, fucking hell, I was not aware. Okay, I was getting confused. Piatnitsky, yeah, it got fucking slept on. That thing should be a wind dino. Fucking hell, I apologize to all of the Piatnitsky-saurus lovers out there for sleeping on your boy. I was not familiar with his game. Hey Ma, welcome back, and hey Serzo. It's going alright. It's a little bit hot, but fortunately not as bad as it was last week. A little bit humid though. Yeah, I mean, again, I was very lucky in that, you know, my favorite was Megalosaurus, and they gave him the honor of being a secret dinosaur. Like, there's no greater honor that your favorite dinosaur can get. In Dinosaur King. Right, formal. I can definitely do a lot of really cool shit with this. I was questioning myself why I didn't go for this. It's because it doesn't show up in formal. You're really gonna tell me that this is not formal? Fuck off, is it not formal? Oh, damn, that's rough, Ma. Although, honestly, I mean, I'm an antisocial fuck. I would just, like, put in some headphones and listen to music in the car ride. And then, you know, plane ride, you know, you don't get motion sickness, so, or at least I don't in flying planes. But, yeah, that's, yeah, worth it. What are you talking about, Serzo? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll just send you the Omnitrix real quick, Mars, so you can just, like, travel at Mach fucking 10 across the country. Okay, again, Prism is not, like, completely white. He's like a light blue. I feel like like a very pale blue. I feel like I can get a suit for that. Yeah, like that. There we go. Perfect. That is literally Prism's color. Oh yeah, let me just get Ben on the horn real quick. Just casually. He looks like such a fucking high school kid like that. Okay, yeah, I might give him this. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Sleep. Oh my goodness. Rid of the slippers. Damn, yeah, it's a lot of traveling. But yeah, like you say, it'll be worth it. I think that fits as sleepwear for Prism. I'm sort of getting like a sort of preppy, like, choir boy vibe from him, which is obviously not really what we're going for. Maybe if we make him a bit more muscular. Oh, you've never flown before? Oh, you're gonna... Well, hopefully you're gonna love it. It's a very cool experience. What do I think of the Ben 10 and Generator X crossover? Very good. Probably one of the best crossovers, well, I don't know, ever made, but it's definitely a bloody peak crossover. And it's very fun, too. They really played with, like, the fun of the crossover and, like, all the stuff they did with it. Oh my god, no, 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 no. Hideous. Perfect. See, there we go. Perfect. Party clothes. What about that? Yeah, why not? Yeah, downloaded some stuff. Oh yeah, you wanna see something something really cool, or is it? I think I've got a second one. No, is it only? I swear I had an Omnitrix. Ah, there it is. Ah, yeah, one on each. This is Ultimate Ben. Omniverse, Omnitrix on one. Omniverse, Ultimatrix on the other. I did look for the regular Omnitrix, or like the Alien Force one, or the regular Ultimatrix. Couldn't find it. Very surprising, honestly. Okay, I think I will go with that. Maybe, yeah, brighter pair of jeans. I really don't like that, like that, the TUFF, like, sort of, like, new kids, variant of tough. It just irks me that it's just spelt wrong. Like, I think we could just say that it's, like, it looks tough, spelt correctly, without changing the like, brain-rotting the spelling. Yeah, the aisle. I tell you what, can I just say, I am so happy with the results of the Game Night Platinum Revisit vote. Because out of the 4, I can tell you guys about this now because it's decided. Out of the 4, obviously, we had, I appreciate the efforts on the spelling wars. But obviously for the choice, we had the 4 Golden Revisits, we had the Isle, we had Bookshot, we had Lego Star Wars, and Lego DC Supervillains. I didn't really want to play Bookshot or Lego Star... you know, I would have been alright with Lego Star Wars again. I didn't really want to play Bookshot again. I think, you know, I played that twice. First time was great. Second time, you know, sort of, it was alright. But by the end of that Bookshot stream, the second one, I was just like, yeah, okay, hopefully they don't vote for this one again. I would have been fine with Lego Star Wars, because, you know, there's still more for us to play. The ideal situation was you guys voting for either the Isle or Lego DC Supervillains for the Platinum Revisit, and then I just go for the other one, for the Crimson Revisit. And that is literally what's happened. So, you know, you guys voted for the Isle Everima, and it's gonna be, we're gonna be hopping back on Bosch's server with the proximity chat, so it's gonna be really funny. Again, just like last time. And then next week we're just gonna play Lego DC Supervillains again, because that's peak. But yeah, again, I don't stream with other people, mainly just because, apart from Gozzy, who has asked me to, like, do streams with him, and I will. But yeah, I've talked about this briefly before, in that, the reason I don't stream with my friends is because I can't trust that they won't randomly blurt out my full name, because they don't have the same fucking mental barriers that I do for that sort of stuff. Otherwise known as they're fucking thick as pig shit half the time. I'm allowed to say that because they're my friends. Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, I've seen Mecha Chameleon as the sort of latest game taking over the internet. I've seen it. I don't really think it looks like my thing. But I'm not sure. Maybe I'll play it. We'll see. But yeah, TF2. I am actually probably gonna try. Probably for season 3. But before that, and I have talked about this. Before, let me get up the video list again. My video list, like, master document. After next week, because obviously that's going to be the end of season 2 of Game Night, because, you know, we had all 4 batches, then we had the Golden Revisit batch, and now we're having the Platinum Revisit and the Crimson Revisit, and then that's it, then we move on. I've been planning this for a while. I wanted to do this, and I am doing it. I'm going to be doing something called the Game Night Summer of Stories, where basically, I'm going to be playing, instead of, like, I mean, you know, some of the games that I've played for Game Night, like, have had sort of linear progression. Like, they have been story games. Well, not even story games all the time. They just have had progression. Like, you know, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Lego Star Wars. That was my door, if you heard that. It freaks out so much when there's, like, a draft. It fucking banging. It's so annoying. Lego Star Wars 3 and Complete Saga, obviously. Super Mario Bros. 3. Oh my god, that was horrendous. And you know, Lego DC Supervillains, Fortnite Save the World. So it's nice. We have played stuff that, like, you can progress through the story of before, but basically the Game Night Summer of Stories, and obviously it's meant to be, like, during summer, because, you know, not everyone, but, you know, people can get time off work, or, you know, it's a time where people are, I guess, more likely to just hang out, and watch stuff. And we're basically, instead of the regular Game Night games that are sort of, like, revisitable, we're gonna do it where I play a bunch of, like, one-off short story games. I don't know how long it's gonna last. So far I have, I think, 6 streams planned. Oh no, 7 potentially, I think. And I'm looking forward to it, because ever since we finished both Lost Soul Aside and Oblivion, we haven't really played any story games. It's been a few months now since that happened. And, you know, I said I wanted to go away from the long playthroughs. No, not Skyrim. You keep trying to tempt me, Ma. Don't do this to me. You're paining me that I can't just start a Skyrim playthrough again. No, one day. No, I'm not playing Octodad. I'm not putting myself through that. the autism of that game. It's a good game, but no, please no. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to it because I really want some games that I can sort of sink my teeth into the story of again. No worries, Mar, thanks for stopping by. So yeah, we're gonna have some cracking story games on starting on when it'll be. So it's not this week, it's not the week after. It'll be on the 18th that we'll start it, and then it'll run through like the rest of July. I think 7 actually would actually be a fitting number. That sounds spooky. Well, if it's a horror game, maybe I'll save it for October. Save it for Spook Night. But hey, don't you disrespect the legend that is Skyrim, Serzo. But no, Skyland. I have actually considered playing Skylanders as well, doing a playthrough of the original Skylanders, because I only have the original and then Trap Team. And there'd not really be any point me doing a playthrough of Trap Team because I don't have all the traps, so it'd be a bit pointless. But I could do. I'd be like fully happy to like reset all of my Skylanders and do a playthrough of Skylanders. That'd be sick. Oh yeah, I think that was the final one, Walrus. Again, I kind of wish they'd done that like way earlier, because they did that at a time when like people have completely lost interest in Skylanders, pretty much. And people, like, lost interest in it after Trap Team. Then we had Superchargers, and then Imaginators, I think was the final one. So it was Spyro's Adventure, that was the first one. Then Giants, Swap Force, Trap Team, Superchargers, and then Imaginators. But yeah, I'd be fully down to play the first one again. And, like, do like reset all of my Skylanders and play through that again. I mean, there's not really any like downside to resetting Skylanders, because it's just like, you level them up to max and then that's really it. The annoying thing is you sort of have to do it like you sort of have to do it like one by one, because I was under the impression that if you deleted your save file and started again, that it would delete your Skylanders as well, and that didn't happen. I wish there was just a sort of, delete all Skylander data option. But then again, that wouldn't that wouldn't really work, because it's like, how would the game know what Skylanders you'd used with like what like, if I was gonna say like, oh, there could be a feature where you delete all Skylanders that have interacted with your portal of power, but then again that could include your friends' Skylanders, so yeah, it's a little bit flawed. Oh, nice. Yeah, I played a decent bit of Jurassic World Alive back in the day. Not so much now, obviously. I've been playing a lot of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes recently. But yeah, so Game Night Summer of Stories. Really hope to see all of you all there for that, because we're gonna have some really cool moments. I don't mind sharing them with you guys, because I think I'm gonna like tell you guys what games we've got planned for the summer. we've got Distraint 1 and 2, which is a really cool, like, sprite. It's like high quality sprite, not like basic sprite. But it's like a 2D side-scrolling like story psychological horror set of games. It's less about like jump scares and stuff and more about like just psychological horror and I guess the consequences of your actions. I've seen the first one played. I haven't seen the second one. Very exciting. Very excited to play that. Play both of them. Well, why not? Why not play the old ones, Walrus? The old Dinosaur King games are all great. The DS games peak. The arcade games are peak. Don't disrespect them in that manner. Death Grind is Ankyceratops' move. And it's the only move they didn't name in the anime, and they also censored the bit where Ankyceratops farts on Spiny. It's not lost media because it's like you can look it up. It's just in other versions of the show, and it's well documented. Nah, boo. It's peak. But yeah, so we'll play through the Distraints. Hold on. It might be 8 streams actually. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Sergio, but that's not, I don't think that's Death Grind. Because, again, Death Grind was only, used in the anime by Ankyceratops, and that motherfucker can't bite anyone for shit. Well, that may have been the original version of the move card that they changed it, but I mean, I don't think they would have changed that, because that's not any less violent than any of the other move cards that are in the show or you know, any part of Dinosaur King. But yeah, we'll also be playing Sonic Forces, which, for those of you who don't know, is the game where you can design your own Sonic character to be part of the story. I've always wanted to play that, and I own it. I got it on Steam for a discount. Excuse me. I'll be playing Firewatch, pretty famous story game. A lot of people hype that one up. Never played Firewatch before, but it probably will be something I'll enjoy. I saw a random story game get recommended to me, that I bought because it was very cheap. Called A Highland Song. Looked pretty nice, pretty cool. And then we'll also be playing the 2 games in the Assemblance duology, which are Assemblance and Assemblance Overside, which is a very sort of psychologically cool game. I've only played the first one, and I've actually played the first one on this channel. Managed to get all the endings, and basically it's about a very like mysterious plot. I don't really think they ever really go in detail about like what is actually happening, which makes it all the more interesting. It's about basically your character as a scientist that created a machine that is capable of basically simulating memories, and you have to sort of go back through your memories, and you're sort of guided by this manipulative AI that is working for like this shady company that you worked for to make the machine, and you're guided by this AI, and it's like you're looking for something, and there's some like time loop stuff. It's a very cool game, and it has a sequel that I've not played. So yeah, very much looking forward to that. That's gonna be real hype. Really, looking forward to that. So that, I think, is going to be our Summer of Stories game night roster. We got the 2 Distraint games, the 2 Assemblance games, Sonic Forces, Firewatch, and a Highland song. So that should be real cool. I think that those are going to be really cool streams. And again, I've missed streaming stuff that has a story to it that I can engage with. Because, you know, that's part of why I do these live streams, is to go on adventures with all of you. This is pretty good for hot weather. Yeah, I might stick with... Again, I gotta try and replicate the sort of palish blue. So yeah, hope you all are excited for that. It's gonna be they're gonna be real cool streams. That's a bit too dark. What is that? Ugh. Again, let me just change his fucking voice, because it's throwing me off.
Skiba, you move. Oh, Zatorg. Quaxinos Vobea.
Penas Warbo.
Skimbo Jorm. Gusha Blanco. If you'll say.
That's a bit better. Oh, thank you very much for asking, XVEC. It wasn't the whole weekend, it was just, Saturday evening I went to the pub, because we've been doing that a lot more recently, which is good, you know, you need to make sure you hang out with your friends, on a regular basis. But, yeah, it wasn't particularly, I enjoyed it, obviously. It wasn't particularly fun for me because of my hay fever. I was, like, fucking sneezing and fucking blowing my nose every 10 seconds, legitimately, the entire fucking time. I had to, like, I bought, like, I think, like, 2 full packs of tissues. I used them all probably within the first half an hour, and had to keep... I went to the bathroom, I think, 3 times to get more. So, yeah, it wasn't fun for me. But it was still, like, overall a fun time. And then, me and, it's usually, that, after, like, after most of us have left, me, Jason, and Josh, all go to McDonald's after everyone else has left, and just, you know, it's, like, literally 10, 11 o'clock at night. It's a fun, it's a fun time out. It's very nice and cool, because I don't, hang out solo with my friends that often, so it's just a nice experience. You know, just going to McDonald's and hanging out with your friends alone. But yeah, thanks for asking. I suffered because of hay fever. That very much, put a bit of a damper on it. But, it was still a nice time. And I swear to God, right, like, in literally the last, like, 20 minutes of us hanging out at the pub, I was, oh my God, my fucking door, will you shut the fuck up? I mean, in fairness, Walrus, a lot of them probably would make pretty tasty meals. Like, the meat would probably be quite nice. Yeah. Like, excuse me, what's that one called? Is it this one that I'm thinking of? No, it's not that one. The only Monster Hunter game I've ever played is Monster Hunter World. Yeah, like, you can't, you can't fucking tell me, right, that fucking Anjanath meat wouldn't be delicious. You can't tell me that that would not be delicious. Oh yeah, Devil Joe, Clifford the Big Red Dog. Where is he? Oh yeah, he'll be a small one. No? Where is he? Ah. Yeah, he doesn't look that appetizing. Jagras meat, I feel like, would be, like, one of those things where it's like, great Jagras meat would, I feel like, would be one of those things that doesn't look good, but actually does taste good. Or maybe the opposite, looks good, but really isn't. Yeah, probably. Walrus probably would taste like, just like iguana, but meaty iguana. It's like, you know, when you eat an iguana, you know, you can't, that's like, you could eat it in like 2 bites, but like with a great Jagras, you know, you could have like a hunk of great Jagras meat. You could like sear it and you know, oh, just talking about this, about eating the monsters from Monster Hunter World, is making me fucking hungry. I'm gonna have some hot dogs after this. Right, let's finish up Prism. Prism. I don't think he'd wear this. Doesn't seem like Prism's style. I mean, Sergio, it's like, it's the same with, like, you know, there's gotta be a, and it's definitely because, like, in Monster Hunter, you know, eating is a big thing as well, like cooking meals and stuff, so it's not like it's unrealistic, to go down that route. Considering that that's like a literal integral part of the game. Yeah, I think that's more like it. Um... But, see, like, I've never seen... I'm not sure I've ever seen anyone wear trousers that are, like, cut off like that. At, like, the ankles. Well, not even the ankles, like, the... Not the thighs, like, just below the knee, I guess. Calves? Yeah. I know body parts. Okay, and then cold weather. Oh my god. What the fuck is that? What fucking... Star Wars-ass tech suit is this? Bloody Nora. Again, I've found so many new outfits that I had no idea existed during this playthrough of making Max Steel characters in The Sims. It is ridiculous. Enough with the fucking add-ons. Baroth ribs? Baroths are really rocky, though. Yeah, not the most appetizing monster, I don't think. Like, I'd be afraid of, like, biting into that meat and it being rock. Tell you what, Monster Hunter does have some fucking sick-ass designs. I might, I was gonna say I might play Monster Hunter, World at some point for game night, but I've got it on Xbox, and my Xbox One is, like, on its deathbed, pretty much. So it's like, well, not that bad, but it's like, it would probably struggle to run it. Okay, yeah, I'll go with that, and then for the bottoms, see what we got. No. But that is factually... This square that I'm hovering over right now is factually not the same colour as these trousers. They're just not. Okay. Oh, have I been doing... Obviously, because you just need... You need... I feel like that's the only one you could do, because it's like... You know, you need the monsters to look like the creatures. Like the dinosaurs from Dinosaur King, and a lot of them just don't. But yeah, Anjanath, I think you could get away with it. Yep, okay. Yeah. I was just saying that you probably wouldn't be able to do that much with it. Wait, hold on. Just making sure that, yeah, nothing on my side. Must have just been fucking YouTube. Got no drop frames or anything. I was just saying that, you wouldn't be able to do very much with it, because, like, you need, obviously, the monsters to look like the dinosaurs, and most of them don't. I think all you could probably do is make, like, the Anjanath look like Terry. Oh, okay. If they had a new creature. Right, yeah, okay. Yeah, I get you, I get you. That would be pretty cool. That would be... Actually, that would be fucking sick if you could just fight the fucking Dinosaur King dinosaurs in Monster Hunter. That would be fucking sick. I would play the fuck out of that. And they're, like, using them... Oh, yeah, now I'm envisioning, like, in the jungles in Monster Hunter World, and I'm just, like, fighting Chomp, and he's using, like, Lightning Strike and Thunderstorm Bazooka and Lightning Charge and everything. Yeah, that's fucking sick. Someone make that. That is sick. That would be such a sick thing. Well, no, they're not, like, you just gotta, like, knock them back into the cards. That'd be so fucking cool. That'd be the coolest shit. Okay, I definitely didn't do the shoes here. Why do they not have blue? Ooh, no. They're either too blue or too white. Or just don't look good. Okay, I guess that works. Sleep, athletic, yeah, already did that. Formal, already done. And everyday, okay. Ugh. Oh yeah, I mean, there's no reason, you know, you can still do like the card, like the card disappearing thing, but still do like, I don't know, injuries or stuff. I guess it probably would be cooler if you got it the way, you know, you usually do. Right. Oh yeah, opening the windows definitely has helped. There is Prism Machino. Aspiration for Prism. What would Prism do? Oh yeah, of course. The Curator. Yeah, collect gemstones. That makes sense. It's flashing like there's new ones. There really isn't. I guess we go active. Prism's very loyal. Maybe you give him the same one as Blast. Yeah, sure. Why not? Tell you what, it would be pretty cool, because I tell you what, in the rare time that I played Monster Hunter World, I would always, try and get the monsters to fight one another and do the, like, the dominance display animations and stuff, which was fucking awesome. Should have just looked it up. But yeah, it would be cool if you could, like, capture the different monsters and have them fight for you. Like, actively have them attack the monster you're hunting. That'd be pretty cool. Alright. I'll keep that for Prism. Don't want to make them all the evil-looking one. That looks kind of evil anyway. Prism. Did an alright job. Obviously, Prism is pretty hard, but I think we're alright. We did alright for Prism. I just realized it's like gloved hands too. Okay. Yeah, that crossover would have been sick. But yeah, everyone, that'll be it for tonight's stream. Made some pretty decent progress. We made all the ones I intended to, apart from Chomp. So, yeah, definitely did good this stream. No, I haven't seen that one, Walrus. I'll have to see if it's any good. But, yeah, so, we did good today. Made some good progress. Of course, I will be back on Friday for more of, Zombies Revisited. Making our way through Black Ops 6. We're going to be playing Liberty Falls, this week. One of the most disappointing maps of all time, but still a fun experience. And of course, this Saturday for the Isle, back to playing as a dinosaur on a proximity chat server. Cannot wait. Yeah, I'll be right back here next Wednesday as well. Not sure who I'll be making. Like I've been saying, we're sort of getting to the end of this series, so, yeah, I'll have a think who we're going to be making next week. Yeah, I don't usually do reaction streams to stuff like that I'm only, like, sort of half into. I don't usually do reaction streams that often anyway. But there are a few I've been looking to do. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, everyone. I really hope you did enjoy, and I will see you on another video or stream very, very soon. Oh, and of course, if you're at least 16, go join the casual Discord in the description down below if you want to be automatically notified whenever I upload or go live. So thanks a lot for watching, everyone, and I will see you on the next, on another video or stream. I almost forgot my outro then, even when I just done it, very, very soon. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for stopping by.